It's hard when you don't get the time to do the things you gotta do. Always moving forward.
Hello guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 healthy meal prep ideas. It is 2020. I've got to get my life together. I don't know about you guys, but oh my goodness, it is so hard to stay on track, but I just try to stay on track by being creative and finding new foods to try and meals to try that I've never really tried before. I always look on Pinterest and YouTube for inspiration. And you guys just remember that balance is key, but to stay healthy. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I am making in my kitchen today, then go ahead and keep on watching. First thing I'll be meal prepping today is going to be these breakfast burritos. I was so excited when I found this idea. It was just something I was like, why haven't I done this before? So all I did was take some eggs and some breakfast sausage and I mixed that up. I made a big old batch of it. And then I just put some in some tortillas. So I found some for me that were like lower calories, better carbs, and I just used regular tortillas for my boyfriend. So in the end, I ended up just labeling whose was who on the foil with a Sharpie. But you guys can add whatever you want to these. I just did eggs, sausage, and spinach, and a little bit of cheese. I think next time I'm definitely not going to use a spinach. I feel like it tasted a little bit weird when it was heated up, but it's up to you guys what you guys want to add. I bet like bell pepper and stuff like that would be super good in these burritos. But as you guys see here, after they cool down, I just put them into some foil and then marked whose was who with our initials on them. So that way my boyfriend knew which ones were his. Alright guys, so for this next meal prep idea, I just basically did spaghetti and meatballs, but instead of spaghetti, I just used a spaghetti squash. So I just used a vegetable instead of pre-made boxed noodles, just a healthier option for you if you're wanting to do so. But here I just used some little meatballs that were already pre-bagged and ready to go from Aldi's. These are so good. All I did was just heat them up on a pan with some sauce, and it just turned out really, really good. Spaghetti squash is not as easy as I thought to cook. Maybe it's just because it was my first time using it, so I'm just gonna have to get used to it. But after doing the oven, I also cooked it on the stovetop to make it a little softer. Then I added butter and seasonings just to make it taste better as well. But I'm so happy on how these turned out. They just tasted so good, and I'll probably just make this more often. So meal number 3. You guys probably have seen this meal on my channel before. If you guys are not new here, this is one of my favorites. It is just sausage and shrimp. And then I just added bell peppers to that as well. And then just season it up to what you like, and pretty much that's it. You just cook the meat and then the bell peppers, and then I just toss it together with some rice. Usually I will do some type of like brown rice or white rice, but this time I just use a Spanish rice. It was one of those bags that you just pretty much boil water and then add it to it, and then that's it. So really easy, quick dinner if you guys are interested in something like this. It was pretty good, and I'm just so happy with how it tasted. So alright, and the last final meal, I was just craving a huge big pot of vegetables, and that's what we got. So here I'm just going to prep my carrots, and then I also prepped some potatoes. So I peeled the potatoes already, and I wanted to chop those up. I also started to cut my cabbage. I'm gonna be honest and real with you guys, okay? I've never used the cabbage in any recipes whatsoever, so don't come at me if I'm cutting this cabbage wrong, okay? So I probably should have YouTubed how to cut a cabbage, but I did not. I just thought it was self-explanatory, kind of like I had a lettuce or something, so don't get at me, okay? I tried. I'm healthy and I'm trying, okay? So pretty much all I'm doing here is just tossing a bunch of vegetables together. So the harder vegetables that I know that might take a little bit longer to cook, I wanted to try and cook those first. So the potatoes and carrots, I tried to add in a little bit of vegetable broth into a pan, and I tried to cook those a little bit prior before cooking the actual soup, if that makes sense, because those are going to take a little bit longer to cook, and I didn't want everything else to turn into mush. So try to boil these ahead of time, and then just add everything else. So then I added my frozen vegetables, I added more vegetable broth, stuff like that. But the first thing I started with was just sauteing some onions, and then, like I said, then I cooked the potatoes and carrots. Obviously this pan was way too small, and once I finally realized it, I moved it to the other pan, and it just was a lot better that way. So I just stirred everything together. That's literally all you do, is just cook everything together. You just toss it in here, then you add canned tomatoes, then you can add more vegetable broth, add the cabbage. I waited to add the cabbage till a little bit later, pretty much the last thing I added. And that's pretty much it. You know, just season to what you guys like it. I added a bunch of celery salt, parsley, garlic powder, and a little bit of lemon pepper. And that's pretty much it. Just so easy, you guys. I'm just so happy with how the soup turned out. It was so good. And I served it with some cornbread on the side. It was just absolutely amazing. You guys have to try a vegetable soup if you guys have not made one already. And my boyfriend's super picky, so he won't eat soup that doesn't have meat in it. So I had this big old pot of soup to myself, you guys. Alright guys, so that concludes all of my meals for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!